Hey guys, we're back again. We thought this topic would be accountability. As strength and conditioning coaches, you obviously need to have a little bit of accountability with your programs and what you do, and more importantly, your athletes. So we're over on the Pilates Reformers today, and I thought that I'd have a chat to Boyle about accountability and his experience within pro sport and how that's panned out. So DB, accountability, it's obviously really important, but what's your initial take on it?
Accountability is a very interesting word, and I guess every time we really have to define it, and you said in professional sport, so accountability for me is accountable to the coach, accountable to our athletes, and accountability to the organisation, but also to our profession. And sometimes we're subjected to that pretty often. Mm-hmm. I've had 7 professional clubs, and you don't get to go to 7 professional clubs unless you get the bullet. So you really learn as you go through.
Yeah, I guess without throwing any names out or anyone under the bus, what's your experience being in some of those clubs where the difference between the accountability being quite high and the responsibility, and then not so much?
Yeah, it depends on, you might have a job position,
sure,
but your accountability is really to your athletes. And sometimes you've got to make those decisions, hence changing from club to club. So it really comes down to that coach-athlete relationship. And I think if I could reflect more, I would ask the coach exactly what he wanted out of me, and I'd challenge the coach a lot more.
Okay, so certainly not a yes-man approach.
No, and if I'd have sorted it out with the coach first, then I might have had 7 clubs.
Yeah.
But I'm very democratic, but one size does fits all. I treat every athlete the same, whether they might be on 1.5 million or they might be on 500,000 or 20,000. I treat them the same way, respect that we need that. And the other thing is, if you set your program up properly, then you make the team accountable to each other. We talk about group dynamics. So when we want that accountability, I'm going to be accountability to a team first attitude. So if you're not doing something, Jay, and you come to me and say, oh, I don't feel like lifting heavy today, then I might say to you, well, go and tell those other 17 players that you don't want to lift today. And then if they say it's okay, then we might talk about it. So that's what I think is accountability is.
Yeah, nice. I think that's interesting there. I want to go back to a key term that you use, coach-athlete relationship. So for guys that don't know, I'm privileged enough and lucky enough to watch Boyle work with one of his elite athletes here at ACPE, and she's doing some great things in the industry with her sport. But what I can really see is 2 things: the coach-athlete relationship and how well he gets along with her and how much she respects his opinion. And the other thing that I can see is accountability. Now she's pretty determined, so we don't need to worry about her. She's pretty good at what she does. But the accountability of show up, shut up and get the job done type mentality sometimes. And that's really interesting to see. So the reason I gave that example to the guys is, how do you build that? What? And there's no magic answer, but what processes do you have to put in place to build that with your athletes?
Good question, Jay, and an interesting answer. So we had another unit called coaching pedagogy.
Yeah, coaching techniques, PER 1103.
Yeah, very interesting what you learn there. So what is your coach philosophy? And you guys need to really understand what your coaching philosophy is. Is it humility, integrity, respect, honesty? They're all your values, and your behaviours will drive those values. So with the particular athlete Jay was talking about, she missed out on the Rio Olympics and she put on a lot of weight. So somewhere between 53 and 63 kilos, I found out just this morning. Wow. She was a good hurdler.
Yeah.
So you really, when you start talking to females about their weight, it becomes a real issue. But you've got to really have that relationship of yes, we're going to be honest, we're integrity, we care, and we have empathy, but you've just got to be honest. And I think that's a big thing.
Honesty is the best policy sometimes, huh?
They tell you that.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I think that should be good for today, because we're actually looking forward to your questions in regards to accountability. And I think the last thing that I'll ask DB for his advice on is, what's your advice to these students, these S&C coaches watching this in regards to accountability, maybe even just with their study in this unit?
Yeah, guys, you've got to ask questions. There's no silly questions. You know, the only thing that you'll regret is not asking questions to get a definite answer.
Yeah, there we go. All right, team, well, you heard it here first from the boss, so he scares me a little bit, so make sure that you ask these questions. Good on you guys. We'll be in touch soon with another topic.
Take care.